Okay, folks, I want to show you now how to build a form to collect the person's first name and email address, and we'll put in the consent box, and we'll also put in what's called hidden fields so that we will know what was the name of the recipe that they saved, and the URL of it as well is what I'm going to explain now. So just follow along. I'm going to make this as easy as possible for you. We will create a new form, and I'll show you first how the text is put in at the top here. So we have a brand new form. We need to check that box, and this window opens now to select a block. We want custom HTML. We click on that, and then over on the right here, we can put in the text that will appear over the recipe. So I've just copied that, and that's there now. And so we want to highlight the text. We'll go here, we'll center it, and we have a space there that we don't really want. So I'm pressing Shift Return. If I press Return without Shift, it'll put in a line break, it's called, isn't it, like that? But if we press Shift and Return at the same time, it'll be the same paragraph. So that's there now. And so you have a choice of text sizes here for your headings or a paragraph, and then we have an option there for the color of the text as well. So the actual background color and everything is set up here in preview and design. So the next thing we will put in the name and the address field. So, and you see, we also have all the fields here, folks, and we have advanced fields down here. Now, the thing is, there's a difference between the free and the paid version as well. For MailChimp, we only need the free version, but if you're building more complex forms like conversational forms, you'll probably need the pro version, because you won't get all the fields. They won't, some of them that you might need won't be available. So what we want to do is name field is there. If I just check it, and if we check now on the box, we probably don't want the last name. So we'll remove it like that. And you see we have a placeholder here and a label there. And so we can move around the label like that, or we hide it. I like to hide it like that. So what we'll do next is we need the email address. That's there, same thing, hide the label. And we want our GDPR, GD there, okay? And so the majority of the styling features are up here on the right. If you click that, it'll open another window, but they've actually, it's a slight bit confusing actually if you don't know, because to set the color, the button is actually done here. We can only style the button here. All the other fields are all done in preview mode over there. So we have the preview button here, and we can select default colors that they have already, or we can go down here to custom, and that's the background color and the border, and you'll set the text color there. And if we don't like the round corners, you would put a 0 there. And you see, this mightn't be clear either. So we want to set the hover color as well. So when somebody hovers on our button, we'll have it red. The text color will be, they have it as blue, and the border color, we'll put it as red like that. And you see, we want the radius, you see, in the normal state, the radius is 0. So we want it as 0 on the hover state as well, because if you don't do that, it'll look odd. So we have alignment here, and then we have the size of the button as well. The small is actually too small, and the large is quite nice and chunky and bold. So it's all there. So that'll be where you'll suit your design. Like one thing, when we open the styling there, okay? So the advanced styler is only available in the Pro actually. So, right. I wasn't actually aware of that, folks, actually, because I'm using the Pro all the time. I bought the lifetime license years ago, use it on all my sites. Support is great, like, they're a huge professional company. So yeah, so that's probably why the button styler is here in the free version. So they're only they're only allow you to do that. But what I was going to show you in the Pro version, we can change the radius on the fields here to a square look. So you might need to have to play around with that so that the form suits the style of your website, is what I'm getting at. Now we need to move on to, want to go back to input fields, and we need to put in two hidden fields. Now, a hidden field means that the person visiting the website, they won't see these, but this is where we get the the name of the recipe and the URL of the recipe that they will receive in their email. So when we go here, I should have there it is. Here's your, it's not in that one, but there's a loads of them. And yeah, so this is how we get the name of the recipe, curried lentils, and the link as well is what we're doing. So we need to go back here and we need to go to default value, and it'll be post page title. So that'll be the name of the recipe. And then we want to call this, now this is important because we need this for our short codes. So over on the other site there, if I go here, I called it post title. I need to check something now, that there it is, post title, because I'm actually going to give you the code that you can copy and paste into your site. I'm going to explain now what all this does. And you see, for that code to work, the names have to correspond, be the exact same. So it was post title. Oh, it's here. Post title is there now. So just want to name all this. Name attribute. See, as long as admin name attribute. Yeah, that. So I think that's it now. So, and we need to go just actually post title. I shouldn't actually have them as caps, I don't think. Post title, and then what did I call it over here? URL of post, Control C. So URL of post, and it's called embedded URL there because it's the post permalink, and default file, name of attribute, URL of post. So URL of post title just oh yeah, when I put the space in that URL of post, I just wondering that, yeah, see, it's not caps over on the other side. So URL of post, so we want to save that now. And that's it there now. So we want to go to settings and integrations. You might have seen, I want to show you now confirmation settings up at the top, that when we go over to this other form, when we submit the form, I'm going to explain what this is at yahoo.com. So, and there's the message when somebody submits the form. So the great thing is, folks, there's a great opportunity there. If you're selling a book or something like that, it'd be a great idea to put an image of your book there and a call to action to buy it. And you might even run a promotion, give them 20% off, something like that. You know, so there's a great opportunity there for that. I'm going to show you now how that is done. We want to confirmation type, same page. And now we want to, what we'll do is, awesome, John, your recipe is on the way to the inbox. So I'm going to show you now how the name that they put into the form will show up here. So we'll go hi, and we need short code, first name. So that means that it'll show the name there. So it'll be hi, Jonathan. It'll be, thank you for your message. We will get in touch with you shortly. So if we want to center it, it'll be like that. And now, folks, don't forget now, this is not the message that goes to the email, because that's the email notification down here. This is the confirmation setting on the website. So we want to go now. You see, in the free version, we can't actually put in a picture. So that's one of the big differences between the free and pro, because if we're here now, and it'll be settings and integrations, and you see here in the pro version, we can put in the media in the confirmation settings, that image there that showed up. So yeah, so if you want to do a book promotion and have images, you need the pro version. So but you could just put a message here without an image, but it mightn't be as good to get their attention for your promotion. So you would just go, and here's an XCL discount. We are running, use code Jono at checkout to get, I don't know, 50% off our latest book. So that's how you do that. Like, so, you know, it's not that tricky as setting up email domains and everything, you know. It's more so just knowing where stuff is, because there's a huge amount of features in this plugin. It's probably a drawback in a way, like it's brilliant and everything works and support is great, and but that's the thing, all the settings can be overwhelming for sure. So what we want to do now is, there's an option here, we hide the form after submission, which is great, like, because it looks nice to hide the form, and then you get the message, the promotion there is what that does. So we'll save that. And now what we want to do is, we want to go down to email notifications. Now, admin notification email. When somebody submits the form, we can get a message to say that we have a submission, okay? And you can also get notified on your phone on Slack and Telegram, so which is pretty cool. Like if you're running something like a lot of people are selling cakes there online and stuff. So if you were doing something like that, you could get notified every time you have an order, and you wouldn't even have to log on to Facebook or anything like that and be using Messenger. But anyway, so we want to go here, and so it's recipe inbox email, and so it'll be select a field, it'll be the email address that they put in the form, and we're sending it to there, and we're going to go, hi, first name, here's your awesome. And you see, I noticed there in the group, I was checking all the sites that people were doing this on, and most of them are not using personalization in the subject titles, and it's proven, folks, that personalization will increase your open rates. So, it looks awesome. See it there with me, hi John, I got your MailChimp tag test recipe for you. See, I'm actually putting the name of the recipe in as well. I'm going to show you how that's done now here. When we go to email notifications, here's your awesome, and it'll be post title. So that'll put in the name of the recipe, whatever the post, here's your awesome curry lentils recipe, and let's catch up next week for some feedback. So let them let them know that we're going to be in touch. Now, this is the tricky part that I was on about. So we want to go to the text side, and when you go over to my site, you will go over to freebies, and save Fluent Forms template for the save recipe, the inbox feature. Fill out the form here, give me your email address, select whichever mail service you're using, and so it'll be MailChimp, whatever, consent there, submit that form, and I'll send you see, I can't actually send you HTML in the body of the text. I was trying it there and it doesn't actually work, so I have to send you a link to my public document here, so on my Google Drive, and what we'll do is you will copy the middle bit there, and we'll go back to our email body, and make sure it has to be the text side, folks, otherwise it won't work. So we'll go back there to the visual, and you see, folks, there's the short codes now. So, and if you wanted an image at the top, you need the pro version, and you'll get the add media feature there if you want to put branding in the email, which you really should be doing, folks. But you might want to start with the free version and buy the pro version later on when you go. Like that might be a great idea. Like, see how it's going for you, because one person there was getting extraordinary, really good results with this. She said that she was getting 500 subscribers some months, and that's huge. So if you can monetize that, you'll be doing pretty good. So they actually have a sale on as well, folks, at the moment on the Fluent Forms website for Women's Day. They're doing a promotion there, so you're getting 30% off, and so it's down to $55 per year, and then so you're getting 30% off the lifetime as well. So gee, folks, you're getting $100 off the lifetime version there, so $244, and you have an option here. The only difference between these is the amount of sites that you can register the form, the license on. So it's 5 domains, and the unlimited is over here. That's what I have, folks. Use it on tons of sites, have been for years. It's been a fantastic investment. The guys are a very legitimate, well-run company. They're over they're over in Bangladesh, I think they are, So, and I think Astra are from those guys are from India, I think. Yeah. So, but they've staff all over the world, like Astra there, and I think Fluent. I think the this is like a what like the main company is called WP Managed Ninja. That's over all the different individual plug-in brands and everything. And I think they said recently they're up over 100 staff now. So they're a big company. Like if you invest in them, they're not going to disappear overnight. But folks, that's there. So what I want to explain now is when somebody puts their first name into the form. So when they receive this email, their name will appear here. This is the email they're getting, folks. I hope I have it here now. Yeah, that's it. It'll be, hi John, here's the link to your MailChimp tag test recipe. Like that's a link to the saved article. And here we have the recipe index. So I want to show you how to change that link. That's what you'll need to change. Here's the link to your recipe. Happy Culinary Adventures. You'll want to obviously change the name. And then, so you see, let's get more. Get lots more really great recipes on the recipe index page. And you see, that's linking to my site. So we need to change that link to the recipe index on your site. So I'll show you how to do that now. So if I go to EAR, my demo testing site here, recipes. So there's my recipe index. So we need to highlight and copy the URL in the browser, and we need to go, and folks, you have to be, what's that? That's called a hyphen, isn't it? The two little things. You got to be really careful that this is done properly, because if there's a little error there, it just won't work. So there we have it. That URL is changed now, so it'll be the same. It'll still say recipe index, but when somebody clicks on it now in the email, it'll go to your site and not to the old URL that was there. So, and you see, that's why I spent so much time when I was checking the hidden fields. Do you remember post title and the URL there? Because that's the shortcode there, post permalink and post title. So it all has to be right to make sure that it's working. So recipe index, email notifications, see what they're saying about the first name there and the post title. Yeah, and you see if I go there, you see it's getting the URL of the post there and the post title and the first name there. So that's that, folks. So let's check now and see that everything is working. Just trying to think now that, yeah. So we want to copy that. That's the styler, the confirmation. Oh, that's the other site now. So I want to go to this. Recipes and baking kits. Do you remember I was saying we can use this method now for getting email addresses to promote our products? Because if they don't, we would send them the recipe anyway, whether they buy the kit or not. But in our email marketing software with the e-commerce features, we will look to see if they purchase the baking kit after we get their email address. And if they haven't, we will follow up with them, because it's a brilliant way, lead magnet, of finding out what they're interested in. If they're saving a certain type of recipe, we can follow up with very specific marketing to promote or products related to that recipe. So we've got to edit post here. Oh, I'm using now, this is when I launched Beaver Builder. This is the page builder I'm using. That's going to take a second now to load. It's Beaver Builder is here. These guys have been around a long time as well. They're another big company, but these guys are like a front end page builder. It's all blocks. It's the same as Gutenberg, the way you're using all the blocks in the WordPress admin, but you're actually doing it on the front end. And a lot of people like it. You know, non-techies love it. I'll actually put a link to it in the description of this video, because non-techies love it, because non-techies, I'll leave that actually. Non-techies love it because it's the easiest to use out of all the page builders, because I personally don't like using Elementor. I find it confusing. I don't like the workflow. Like Beaver Builder has a really straightforward, simple user face. So we'll go up here, and to launch it, you click Beaver Builder up there. You're going to see what I mean now. So it'll just take a second to load now. We should be getting, see the blocks, folks, the way you just click on the blocks like that. So it's super simple. And so I want to put that form down here at the bottom. So I go up here to open the panel of all the different blocks, and I'll just get the HTML block there. And this mightn't, the spacing and all mightn't be right now, folks, but I'm more concerned about just, so what we do is, yeah, see the text is off, and the width of the form could be it could be centered a bit better, but I'll have to do that with the blocks and stuff. The text is too large as well, isn't it, folks? And there should be a line break there, maybe. There's a bit too much text. Doesn't matter anyway. It'll take a second now just to save. And I'm going to test it now and make sure everything is working. So we'll test the form and put in the details. And there's what I was saying about the color of the form now. You can see, do you remember I was on about the styling only available in the free version and the rollovers there? And you see the form disappears now after submission, like I did in those settings, and we get this confirmation message, and the name I entered, it's personalized. So we have here, thanks for your message, we'll get in touch shortly, and here's the discount for the book that I mentioned. Okay, so we can do that. That's there. So we want to go over now to that email address, and there it is. We can say, and you see what I was on about, folks? I love that. I really love the personalization. Those emails will get open more. I promise you that. I'll if you buy the plugin and you're not getting better open rates, I'll give you the money back. All right. So there it is, like, and it's super, like. So we have the personalization, the name I entered there, and it's after with that funny language that we were putting in, those the text in the curly brackets, those short codes. See it there? So there's the subject line in the email, and it's pulling in the first name we entered, and it's pulling in the post title. See it here? It says, here's your awesome ultimate chocolate cake recipe and baking ultimate chocolate cake recipe and baking kit. Yeah, you see the wording is a bit funny for when it says baking kit. Normally recipe is twice, so yeah, probably could perfect that. But anyway, you get the idea. And so there we have the personalization again. But you see, we can't put in our logo because we're using the free version. So yeah, it's a bit bland, isn't it? So should really get the pro version there. But there it is, like the person, here's the link to your, just there, and there we have the link to the recipe box. So there it is, folks. Yeah, all the coding, the shortcodes are working properly. There it is to prove it. We're back at the recipe. And do you see there in the recipe card as well that we can put in call to actions to visit your online shop as well, so it stands out good there if you're into e-commerce. But yeah, looking at it again, I kind of like the text, couldn't big in that, it draws a lot of attention to it. But folks, that's it. Yeah, that I feel I've explained that now at a nice pace, and there was no errors or anything, and if you follow that closely, you'll definitely be able to get it working. And sure, if you have any problems, please get in touch with me at WP Foodie School. For me, there's only, if you want to hire someone to do this, there's only a couple of hours work in it for me, folks. It wouldn't be tremendously expensive at all to connect up and set up the email marketing software with the forms. Dang, I knocked over my little mascot on the table here. But yeah, folks, if you find these videos useful, please share them on your network, maybe with your friends that'll be interested in similar stuff, that they'd like this. It'd help them. Drop some comments, drop some likes on those videos. It helps me to, with the algorithms there on YouTube, to promote the videos and get the popularity, increase the popularity of the channel. So we'll move on, folks. Thanks very much, and have a super day. Good day from Ireland.